Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. My beloved brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I want to begin today with a very honest question, and I want you to answer it honestly. Not for me, not for anyone around you, just for yourself, just between you and Allah. What is the first thing you think about when you wake up in the morning? Not what you wish you thought about, not what you think you should think about. What do you actually think about the moment your eyes open and your mind begins to move? Is it Allah? Is it gratitude? Is it the prayer that is waiting for you? Or is it your phone, your messages, your to-do list, your problems, your plans, your worries about money, about work, about the people in your life, about everything that needs to be handled today? Be honest, because for most of us, if we are truly, deeply honest, Allah is not the first thing on our minds in the morning. He is somewhere on the list. Maybe fairly high up, maybe further down than we would like to admit. But rarely, genuinely, consistently first. And my brothers and sisters, I want to suggest to you today that this single reality, the question of what comes first in your heart and your attention and your energy, is the answer to almost every problem you are currently experiencing in your life. The chaos, the anxiety, the feeling that no matter how hard you work, things never quite come together. The doors that will not open. The relationships that keep breaking. The peace that you keep chasing and never quite catching. All of it, traced back to one root. Something or someone other than Allah is sitting in the place that was always meant for him. And today I want to show you what happens when you make Allah genuinely, practically, daily your first priority. Not in theory, not as a beautiful idea, but as a lived reality. I want to show you what happens to your life when Allah is actually first. Because my brothers and sisters, I have seen it in the lives of people who made this shift. The transformation is not gradual. It is not subtle. It is profound, visible, and real. When Allah is first, everything else falls into place. Let me show you how. My brothers and sisters, before we talk about making Allah first, I want us to understand something important about why we do not. It is not because we are bad people. It is not because we do not love Allah. Most of the people listening to this right now love Allah deeply. They pray, they fast, they try. The reason Allah is not first is far more subtle than bad intention. And it is something that I think almost all of us can recognize in ourselves if we look honestly. The reason is that we have been trained by the world around us to believe that security comes from things we can see and touch and control. Money, status, relationships, achievements, plans. From childhood, we were taught that the way to have a good life is to work hard, plan carefully, secure the right things, and never stop running. And so that is what we do. We run, we plan, we chase, we secure, and we squeeze Allah into the margins of all of that running. A few minutes of prayer here, a brief dua there. Islam as a part of life rather than the center of it. And then we wonder why the running never stops. Why the security we are chasing never fully arrives. Why even when we get the thing we were running toward, there is still a restlessness inside that was not satisfied. My brothers and sisters, the restlessness has a name. It is the emptiness of a heart that was designed for Allah being filled with everything except Allah. Every human heart has a space in it that was made for one thing and one thing only. Connection to the Creator and nothing else, no matter how beautiful or how valuable or how much you worked for it, can fill that space. Not money, not success, not even the love of the people closest to you. Only Allah fills that space. And when that space is empty, when Allah is genuinely first, when the center of your life is truly Him, everything else, every blessing He gives you, every relationship He places in your life, every door He opens for you, everything carries a different quality, a sweetness, a depth, a sense of rightness, because everything is flowing from its proper source, from the one who is the source of all good. My brothers and sisters, let me show you what Allah Himself says about this. He says in the Holy Quran, and whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out, and will provide for him from where he does not expect. And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. Read those words carefully. Whoever fears Allah, meaning whoever makes Allah his priority, whoever places Him first, He will make for him a way out. Not might make, will make. A guaranteed way out of whatever is trapping you. And He will provide for him from where he does not expect. Not from the sources you are currently stressing about. Not from the doors you are currently knocking on. From where you do not expect. This is one of the most extraordinary promises in the entire Quran. And it is attached to one condition. Put Allah first. Fear Him. Prioritize Him. Make Him the center. And He takes care of everything else. My brothers and sisters, how many of us are stressing about provision right now? How many of us are lying awake, calculating, planning, worrying about where the money will come from, how the bills will be paid, what the future holds financially? And yet here is Allah, the owner of everything that exists, saying, put me first, and I will provide for you from sources you cannot even imagine. Are we taking this seriously? Are we actually believing this? Are we actually living it? Because believing it in theory and living it in practice are two completely different things. My brothers and sisters, I want to tell you about a pattern that I have observed many times. A pattern that breaks my heart every time I see it, because the solution is so close, and yet it feels so far. A person is going through difficulty, financial pressure, or a health challenge, or a relationship breaking down, or a future that feels completely uncertain, and they are exhausted. They have tried everything. They have made every call, knocked on every door, explored every option, and nothing is working. And when you look at their life, you see something. Allah is not first. He is there. They pray, sometimes. They remember Him in moments of crisis. But the actual center of their energy, their attention, their worry, their planning, is the problem. The problem is first. Allah is somewhere behind it. And then, for whatever reason, something shifts. Maybe they hear something that reaches their heart. Maybe they go through a moment so difficult that they finally stop trying to carry it themselves. And they turn, really turn, toward Allah, not as a last resort, as a first resort, as the actual, genuine first priority. And what happens? The provision comes from a direction they never expected. The door opens. The relationship heals. The health improves. The anxiety quiets. Not always immediately. Not always in the way they expected. But it comes. Because Allah's promise is true. And His promise is attached to making Him first. My brothers and sisters, let me talk about prayer specifically. Because prayer is the most practical and most powerful expression of making Allah first. 5 times a day, Allah has given us appointments. 5 opportunities, every single day, to stop everything else, to turn away from the world and its demands, to face our Creator and say, you are first. Right now, in this moment, you are first. And what do we do with those appointments? Many of us rush through them. We pray quickly, distractedly, one eye on the clock, already thinking about what we need to do next. We treat prayer as a box to check, a religious duty to fulfill, before we can get back to the things that actually feel important. And in doing this, we have inverted the entire equation. Prayer is not the interruption to your real life. Prayer is the center of your real life. Everything else, the work, the relationships, the plans, the achievements, those are the things that fit around the prayer, not the other way around. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, described prayer as the coolness of his eyes, the thing that brought him peace and comfort and joy. Not a burden, not a duty to be discharged, the actual source of his peace. And when prayer becomes this for you, when you genuinely look forward to each prayer as a meeting with your Lord, when you arrive at the prayer mat with presence and with love, something changes in your entire life, because you are resetting 5 times a day. 5 times a day you are returning to the truth that Allah is in charge. 5 times a day you are placing your forehead on the ground and physically, bodily declaring, I am small and you are great. My plans are limited and your wisdom is infinite. I will try my best and then I leave the outcome to you. 5 times a day of genuine prayer does not just change your spiritual state. It changes your psychology. It changes your relationship with anxiety. It changes how you see problems. It changes how you respond to difficulty. Because 5 times a day you are being reminded of who is actually in control. And that reminder, lived consistently and sincerely, transforms everything. My brothers and sisters, I want to address something that I know is in the minds of many of you right now. You might be thinking, I understand what you are saying, but I have real problems, real responsibilities, real deadlines and real bills and real people depending on me. I cannot just say Allah is first and expect everything to work out. I have to actually do things. And I want to respond to this directly. Making Allah first does not mean doing nothing. It does not mean abandoning your responsibilities. It does not mean sitting on a prayer mat all day and expecting the world to arrange itself. Making Allah first means orienting your actions differently. It means that before you make a decision you ask, what does Allah want here? It means that before you begin a project, you say Bismillah with actual consciousness of what you are saying. It means that when a door closes, instead of panicking, you say, Allah has closed this door, which means He has something better planned. It means that when you succeed, your first response is gratitude to Allah rather than pride in yourself. It means that Allah is the lens through which you see everything, not the decoration on top of your existing life, the foundation beneath it. And here is what happens when you do this. Your efforts become blessed. The same amount of work produces more results. The same connections open more doors. The same resources go further. Because barakah, divine blessing, has entered your efforts. And barakah is not something you can manufacture or strategize for. It is something Allah places in the efforts of those who place Him first. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, if you relied upon Allah with the reliance He deserves, He would provide for you just as He provides for the birds. They go out in the morning empty and return in the evening full. They do not sit in their nests and wait. They go out, they make the effort, but they go out in trust, not in anxiety. And they return full, not because of their own brilliance, but because Allah took care of them. This is what making Allah first looks like in practice. You go out, you make the effort, but you go out in trust, not in panic. You work, but you work from a place of peace, not fear. You plan, but you hold your plans loosely, knowing that the best plan is Allah's plan. And you return to Him constantly, in gratitude when things go well, and in trust when they do not. My brothers and sisters, let me talk about something else that changes when Allah becomes genuinely first. Your relationships change. This might seem surprising. What does making Allah first have to do with your relationships? Everything. Because the way you treat people is a direct reflection of what you have placed at the center of saying your life. When something other than Allah is at the center, your relationships become transactional. You love people for what they give you. You value people for what they can do for you. And when they disappoint you, when they fail to meet your expectations, when they hurt you or let you down, the relationship breaks. Because it was built on what you were getting from them rather than on the foundation of what Allah has commanded you to give. But when Allah is at the center, your relationships transform. Because suddenly, you are not asking, what is this person giving me? You are asking, what has Allah called me to give this person? You are not treating your spouse well because they deserve it today. You are treating them well because Allah has told you to and because you are doing it for His sake. You are not patient with your parents because you are in a good mood. You are patient with them because Allah has commanded kindness to parents and you are choosing to obey even when it is difficult. You are not forgiving your friend because they have apologized sufficiently. You are forgiving them because Allah loves those who forgive, and you want to be among those Allah loves. When Allah is first, your relationships become acts of worship, and acts of worship have a quality, a sincerity, a consistency that relationships built on human emotion and expectation can never sustain. And this transformation in your relationships is one of the most visible, most beautiful signs that Allah has truly become first in your heart. My brothers and sisters, I want to talk about something very practical now. How do you actually make Allah first? Not in theory, in the real, daily, practical reality of your life. The first thing is to give Allah your first moments every day, before anything else. Before your phone, before your to-do list, before your problems fill your mind. Give Allah the very first moments of your consciousness. Say Alhamdulillah. Make intention for the day. Tell Allah, Ya Allah, today I want to live for you. Guide me, help me, be with me. This sounds small, but it is not small. It sets the tone for your entire day. It establishes who is first before the world has had a chance to push its way to the front. The second thing is to make your prayers genuinely first. Not first on a list, actually first. If a prayer time comes and you are in the middle of something, stop, pray. Trust that Allah will bless the rest of your time more than the few minutes you gave Him would have produced. This is an act of trust, and trust, acted upon, is what builds the relationship. The third thing is to make dua. Real, personal, conversational dua. Not just the recited duas you have memorized. Talk to Allah. Tell Him your worries. Tell Him your hopes. Tell Him what you are afraid of. Tell Him what you want. Ask Him for help with the specific things in your specific life. Because dua is the most direct expression of putting Allah first. It is saying, Ya Allah, before I go to anyone or anything else, I am coming to you. You are first. The fourth thing is to learn about Allah. Not just general Islamic knowledge. Specifically the names and attributes of Allah. Because you cannot genuinely put first someone you do not truly know. As your knowledge of who Allah is deepens, as you understand His mercy, His power, His wisdom, His love for His servants, your desire to put Him first grows naturally. You do not have to force it. You discover it. Because when you truly know Allah, making Him first is not a discipline. It is a joy. My beloved brothers and sisters, let me close with this. The chaos in your life, the stress, the feeling that nothing is quite working, the doors that will not open, the peace that seems always just out of reach. These are not punishments. They are invitations. Invitations to stop and ask the question, what is actually first in my life right now? And if the honest answer is anything other than Allah, then you have found the source of the chaos, and you have found the solution. Put Allah first, genuinely, practically, daily, not perfectly. You will not do it perfectly. None of us do, but consistently, with intention, with the sincere desire to make Him the center of your life, rather than the decoration on top of it. And watch what happens. Watch how the provision comes from directions you never expected. Watch how the doors that were closed begin to open. Watch how the relationships begin to heal. Watch how the anxiety begins to quiet. Watch how the peace you have been chasing begins to find you, because you have finally stopped running toward the things that cannot give it, and turned toward the one who is the source of it. This is the promise of Allah, and His promise is never broken. Make Him first, and He will take care of everything else. He always has. He always will. May Allah make it easy for every one of us to put Him first. May He become the center of our lives, the first thought of our mornings, the last thought of our nights, and the lens through which we see everything in between. May He fill our lives with barakah, our hearts with peace, and our futures with everything that is good. Ameen. 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 Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.